Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And what is that choice about? It's about how we're going to think. It's about the meanings that we give things. Remember, your reality has nothing to do with what's happening in your life. It may feel that way, but it really doesn't. It has to do with the meanings that you're giving those things, which leads to that feeling. And that's important. Why? Because that feeling, whatever it may be, is the attractive force in your life. It determines what you're attracted to, what's attracted to you, what you're repelled by, and what's repelled by you. And the sooner you connect with that, the sooner you'll be able to shift your results to be what you would love them to be, not by knowing it, but by actually practicing it. When we say to think from within, we literally mean to do that. And that means to stop thinking from the without. Why? Because the within is ceaselessly becoming the without, as what was shared by James Allen in that beautiful gem, Out from the Heart. Remember when we went through that? Remember how incredible that was to gain more insight about the cause of everything, which is what's happening inside? We even went through that a little bit with the introduction of the secret of the ages and what led us to this beautiful gem here, of which, by the way, is what we're studying right now. If you don't have a copy of this, make sure you do get a copy of this because it's a beautiful book and it will help you in your life, but only if you use it. See, again, application is the name of the game, and it's something that we consistently remind you of as you go through this. So again, make sure you do have a copy of this because it's going to be amazing. And then when you do get it, underline it, highlight it, study it, memorize it. But most importantly, what? Use it. Let's all type in the comments, application. Application. You must use it. You must practice it. Application, baby. That's where it's at. Now, I want to share something from Neville before we go into this again, because, gosh, you know how much we love Neville. And Neville is amazing. Neville's who we study with our private clients. But I want you to really tap into what he's talking about. Now, we read that paragraph in Primal Cause in the introduction, and when we get to Primal Cause, we'll read it again. But at the end, he pointed out how we must build it in our own mind first. You must build it in your own mind first. Let's type that in the comments. I must build it in my own mind first. Now, here, Neville says something about what you're building in your mind and how important it is for you to build it finished, not happening, that it's going to happen, but it's finished. And here he says, the future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. We must translate visions into being, thinking into thinking from. Now, I missed a word, thinking of into thinking from. Now, let's dissect that real quick. We must translate vision into being. In other words, it's got to be something shifted from thinking of to thinking from. In order for you to do, you must first be. Now, imagination must center itself in some state and view the world from the state. Thinking from the end is an intense perception of the world of the fulfilled desire. Thinking from the state desired is creative living. Ignorance of this ability to think from the end is bondage. It is the root of all bondage with which man is bound. To passively render to the evidence of the senses, or surrender to the evidence of the senses, underestimates the practices of the inner world, your inner world, this inner world. Now think about that. self, once man accepts thinking from the end as a creative principle in which he can cooperate, then he is redeemed from the absurdity of ever attempting to achieve his objective by merely thinking of it. Now, what's he saying here? He's saying you got to be really careful of the image that you consent to inside, because whatever that is, that's what shows up in your life. In other words, when you say, I want it, and if that's the picture you're thinking from, you're thinking of it. Now, think about that. I want is a state of want. It's a state that you don't have it. And if you're thinking of something, then unfortunately, that will deliver more of the same for you in your life. And I know that more of the same is not what you want. Is more of the same what you want? Heck to the no. It's not what the case is. So you've got to operate from how you would love to be as if it's finished now. That's what you must build in your own mind first. Okay. Very, very important. So, with that being said, here we are sharing with you instructions about that. And it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to do it. And it's those who do it, and the doing that we're talking about is the mental part. Those are the ones who deliver the reward. Those are the ones who reap that reward. Not those who just think of it, not those who are operating in want, those who connect with the idea. And you'll find as you look back on your life that the things you have accomplished that felt effortless, that's exactly what you did. There was a moment when you made a decision that it was finished, that it started to show up, and not until then. And this is how you deliver results in your life. This is how everything is accomplished. There's not a single thing in the room you're in right now that was made hadn't been for somebody imagining it and being loyal to that unseen reality, which then led to the creation of that thing in the material world. It's the same thing with your results, how much you earn, what you do for work, your lifestyle. And the sooner you connect with that, again, the sooner that will start showing up in your life. It's exactly as what Neville talks about. All the plots, plans, drums, and situations will activate once you enter that state. And once you have, if you're observant, you will begin to see outer reality taking shape upon the model of your imagination. Wow, so good. Now, let's go into this. Remember, if you don't have a copy of this, make sure that you do get a copy of this. We'll provide you a link for you to get this exact copy. And then when you do get it, reminder here is yes, read it. Yes, study it. Yes, memorize it. But most importantly, what? Use it. Apply it in your life. So you ready? Type in the comments. I'm ready if you're ready to go in this beautiful gem of The Secret of the Ages by Robert Collier. Now, for those of you who are watching this live stream and are now wanting to get into this and watch the rest of this call and have access to the replays, then do yourself a favor. Stop thinking about it. Decide right here, right now, and go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You will thank yourself later. All right, so let's